Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Video Gums. I know it's been like forever since I've made a video last. Part of that, all of it, honestly, is my fault. The main reason for, to make a long story short, depression. But to sort of go into things, we had a family vacation in December, midway through December. Lovely place. We went to England to visit my family. Saw London, just saw the sights, and it was gorgeous and beautiful, and I loved it. But it did take up a lot of time. And, when I came back, leading up to it, I was just, packing and getting stuff ready. And then coming back home, you got the jet lag, and then a few days after coming home, hit some black ice, crashed my car, so yay me. So I was stressing out about that and trying to figure out, what I'm gonna do, how am I going to afford this new car, all this nonsense, blah, blah, blah. But I'm okay now. I'm not injured from the crash, and I've got a new car, and it won't, make me absolutely destitute trying to pay off the loans. And I really wanted to get back into making videos again. So what was one of the big reasons holding me back from making videos last time? No pen. So I decided to use actually a gift card that I got for Amazon to buy a replacement pen for my tablet, which brings us to here. So I'm finally going to get back into the Drawing with Gums series, and I'm just really looking forward to it. I've been practicing a little bit on my off time, just, drawing in a pencil and paper. I got an actual sketchbook this year. So I'm really looking forward to the stuff that I can do, and hopefully I can end up taking like some art courses or something to really show off to you guys. So one of the big games that I've been playing recently is Sword and Shield. Now I know that's been a sort of controversial game, like blah blah blah, national decks, I am so angry, but I decided to give it a shot anyways. A friend of mine said, it's like pizza. Even bad pizza is still gonna be pizza. It's still gonna be pretty good in the grand scheme of things. So I gave Pokemon Sword and Shield a shot, and I absolutely loved it. Just a fun game. It's not perfect. Not saying it's perfect. It's definitely got its flaws, but it introduced a lot of new things that I just really loved. And one of them you can't ignore is the wild area. And the wild area and a lot of different Pokemon designs that just look great, just adorable, awesome stuff. I would have drawn Snom for this episode, but I already drew a little sketch of him. So I decided to go with another Pokemon I really ended up liking, Dragapult. It's, it's pseudo-legendary for those who, play the games a lot more. But, I don't know, it's just got a very interesting typing, ghost dragon, and the design is really cool and really cute, I think. And I decided to choose Dreepy, which was the first form, the basic form of Dragapult, to draw today, because I just think Dreepy is adorable, with his little goofy smile and his little arms, and it's not like too complex of a design, so I thought, I can handle it. It's definitely been a lot of trouble, not trouble, some time getting used to drawing on the tablet again. But I'm really enjoying it, and just especially being able to like do these different layers, so I can make a rough sketchy part and then just go over and, not have to worry with like erasers or pens or inks. And, if I do mess up on this second layer, this one that I'm doing on top of the first drawing, it doesn't have to be, in pen. And I don't have to worry about, oh, this better be perfect. Like, I can still go back and make adjustments to this layer. And I really like that aspect of it. So Dreepy. Gotta love Dreepy because it's this adorable little serpent dragon thing, and its Pokedex entries are just wonderful. So when Dreepy evolves, the second form has a little Dreepy on top of its head, just like snuggled up on there, and I just thought that was adorable. It says, it takes care of it, and little babysitter, nursery kind of thing. And then when it evolves again, you learn that these Dreepy actually really love being shot out of the cannons on top of Dragapult's head at like Mach speeds. So it's just kind of funny to think about this little goofy snake boy just flying through the air. And I tried to choose a profile of him just because I think, personally, I find profiles easier to draw, and you can sort of get like a feel of the whole body of it rather than like having to deal with like angles and stuff. I don't know. So for those of you wondering, what's happened and what's going to happen, I am hopefully going to continue the same general format to Video Gums. This is still just sort of like in its infancy. I'm trying to, think about just what works, what you guys want to watch. And I really, if you have any advice, ideas, suggestions, please feel free to let me know. I am definitely willing and eager to try out any new ideas to just sort of spice things up a bit. So, one aspect of this program that I didn't realize until before, I was trying to use like the paint bucket to try to like color in the red layer that I did on the top of the layer. And then I figured out that afterwards you can just check this little box, and then that just covers up the entire layer. Like, you can take like a big paintbrush and you select this protect alpha setting, and then you paint over it, and it only changes the color of where there's already something on that layer. So that was just really extremely helpful, because I was having a lot of trouble trying to change that red to black for a nicer outline. And I'm thinking, how on earth am I going to do this, Because I tried using the paint bucket, and it like would color like some segments at a time, but it was really hard to just keep it all on top of each other. And then, quick Google search, and I found out, oh, hey, that's pretty neat. So as far as coloration is concerned, I am trying to work on my shading a bit. I tried it on this drawing, and I just really didn't like how it turned out, so I'm thinking about, taking some of those lessons and seeing how they deal with, shading. Because I just took like airbrush and tried just like going over with like the darker color, but that just ended up looking awful. If any of you are artists here watching, I would love to hear some of your tips or tricks about, different or easier ways to do things. So one thing that has been on my mind a lot about these new Pokemon games is this whole DLC thing. So that's been like a big controversial topic. But honestly, I think it's pretty cool if this DLC is what's going to replace like having to buy a whole different game and, spend $60 to get basically the same game with a couple extra things added in. I would gladly take a $30 DLC that just adds it in. And some people think that you have to pay to transfer the older Pokemon over, but you don't. It's a free update. So, people out there who are getting mad, you need to chill. You really do. People just like to hate on stuff, I guess, but I don't know, that's just so tiresome. It's a very tiresome way of looking at things. Just, find something about, it doesn't even have to be like this game or a game. Just anything, If it's not it doesn't have to be perfect. Things don't have to be perfect. You can just enjoy things as they are. And, find something that you really like and just focus on that. Because there's enough negativity in the world. We don't need to focus on stuff that makes us mad or angry or upset. So that is the end of this episode. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I will promise to try to make more videos, more often in the future. So let me know what you guys think of this format, the other episodes, any games you want to see, any things you want me to draw at all. Doesn't have to be Pokemon. Just let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you on the next episode. Bye-bye.